Merry Christmas from Sam Altman to you. ChatGPT 5.2, but is it any good? Let's find out. In today's video, we're going to cover the stats as it pertains to this rankings malarkey. Well, that's legit. We'll see the examples that they show. We'll then also look at some of the coding examples that they show. I'll show you how you can actually use this, where you can go and get it, as well as we have a current website that I've created. And I'm going to just see if I can use it to enhance it using VS Code. And I'll show you how to set this all up. So let's get into the video. Merry Christmas from Sam Altman to you. They have ChatGPT 5.2 has just been released. So we're going to cover this here, what it does, a little quick look at kind of what it's like. This is some analysis from 5.1, as you can see on the left here. And 5.2 can now put it into tables. Hey. Also, something pretty cool. Where's this slideshow stuff? Now also, before we get into this, how to use this. You can't just use it in here. So if we check 5.1, legacy models 5.4.0, and if we change like this, it's still just 5.1. So you don't get it in ChatGPT online, at least not yet. But we do get it as an API, so we can actually get that through something like OpenRouter, which is really good. So you can see here, although their 5.2 Pro is mental, $21 input, $168 output. I mean, that's completely nuts. Introducing GPT 2.5, the most advanced frontier model for professional work and long-running agents. So, interestingly, they're trying to gear it towards professionals. That's why you see it doing data analysis, things like this. Let's look here at how much better it is from 5.1. Quick break. I've been using a tool called Skywork that speeds up how you learn and create. Let me show you using one of my own YouTube videos. You simply drop your link into Skywork and it will do the rest here. So first, it will generate a full guide, which are proper structured content, key moments pulled from the video, the tools that are used, technical details, and even the resources that are mentioned in the video. No more writing all of this stuff manually, which I used to do for my school community. You can now do it all using Skywork. Then I'm going to get it to create a podcast so that I can learn these kind of things on the go. It then creates this podcast using multiple voices that talk through the topic. Now here you can play it, share it, download it, whatever you want.
Creating an AI agent that writes SQL queries for you.
And whilst this is happening, it then goes and builds a slide deck that I can then use to teach people how to do this. And here you can see it creates a clean design with diagrams and screenshots, everything that you need to teach or present the topic. And the best part is that you can edit this, you can regenerate if you want, and even export it to Google Slides. And if you want something more shareable, Skywork can create an entire web page based on this video. So that's one input and 4 outputs here. A guide to help people along the way, a slide deck to help you present, and a web page to host it on with a podcast to listen on the go. Plus, on Skywork, it's not just for YouTube videos. There's place for documents, slides, sheets, code, podcasts, and that U-Vibe tool I was just showing you. And all of these have templates which you can use to get started today. And it even has an API so you can start using it inside your automation. Your automations can now create these slide decks, reports, podcasts, websites, all within themselves. So whether you learn, teach, or build, Skywork is a game changer. Go check it out. It will be the first link in the description below. Anyway, back to the video. On this first one here, 70% is literally doubled from 5.1. GDP Val. What the heck is GDP Val? I've never heard of this one before. And I've been looking at these for ages. We are introducing GDP Val, a new evaluation designed to help us track how well our models and others perform on economically valuable real-world tasks. Basically, can it make money then, by the sounds of it? Kind of like the, you may have heard the vending machine one. Maybe something like that. Then we have SWE Bench Pro and Bench Verified. As you can see here, doing much better, up 5%, up another 4%. And although this doesn't sound that much, because like we're so used to, or maybe not now, maybe like 6 months ago, we were so used to massive jumps. But even now, like 5% jump, well, I mean, this one here is 4% jump, and you're only 4% away from being 100%. I know that's not how it works, but you get the gist. Like here, GPQA, so using no tools, answering PhD questions, that's up at like 92%. That is getting proper close to AGI. And also, I am a skepticist when it comes to this on two fronts. One, are these legit? And number two is how much of these releases are actually new releases? So like how long have they had this model? Because surely they would work with the intelligence agencies and stuff before we get it, but whatever. So anyway, moving on. We have this one here, a Python one, 88%, so that's gone up. AIME, so it's like a competition, or a maths competition, 100%. It's the first I've heard with 100%, which is cool. Frontier Math, 40. Frontier Math Tier 4, 14. So it's up a bunch, but not very good. Arc AGI, so abstract reasoning, 86%, 53. So I mean, it's gone up a bunch based on what they look at. So if we look at who's been using them, where's this information coming from? Like, which companies, because this is aimed at professionals, is actually interested in this. Notion, Box, Shopify, don't know Harvey, Zoom, Databricks, interestingly. These are finding that they are exceptional at agentic data science and document analysis tasks. Interesting. And then blah, 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 JetBrains, etc. say state-of-the-art agentic coding performance. Very interesting. So, GPT 2.5 Instant Thinking Pro will roll out today. So let's actually just have a look. Let's skip by all of this stuff and have a look at what it can actually do. So this here doesn't really mean much to you other than the fact that this does look a lot better. Again, with this does look a lot better. Cap table, I don't even know what that is. I don't really see what difference is supposed to be here. Although, actually, this is coming out just in time for self-assessment taxes in the UK. So, hey, it might come in handy. Let's scroll down. So, some of the different ways that this is actually working in code. So, some of the examples is an ocean wave simulator. So, very cool. Let's see. Wave height. We can change the height of the waves. Does that look like real waves to you? Or does that just look like more water? Doesn't look legit. Not to me. My eyes don't see that as legit. I mean, down low, you can see that it looks quite legit. Speed it up. This all looks real, but as soon as we increase the height here, it doesn't look legit. Now, that might be because waves don't move the way I expect them to. But I was in the Sea Cadets. I know what I'm talking about. I've been on boats loads. Let's change the lighting. There we go. I mean, that's pretty cool. It looks proper. That looks proper cool. This actually might come in handy for... we're going to do an experiment with this and see how good it is. Holiday card builder. Oh, God. Oh, this looks like something that was made in Lovable. What do we do? Click a reindeer. Move my reindeer. Move them up. Spin around. I know it's clockwise, but this is anti-clockwise. That annoys me. Oh man, that's awful. I can't believe they've chosen to show that. Typing rain game. So type the following words before they reach the skyline. Start the rain. This is rubbish. This is absolute rubbish. So maybe it is state of the art. We'll see soon. So long context. GPT 2.5 thinking sets a new state of the art long context reasoning. Blah, blah, blah. It's only 400,000 context window versus 1 million for Gemini 3. Maybe not Gemini 3 Pro. I don't know. So another cool one here is an image detection. Image site. AI site. So on the left we have 5.1. Take a picture and it's like, what does it say? And it's like, these are USBs here, I think. A VGA and an HDMI somewhere over here. And this is a motherboard. 5.2 has actually nailed this down now, where it's like, this is the motherboard here. This is specific components inside of this motherboard chipset. I don't know. I'm not an AI. I don't know what it is. I roughly know, but I couldn't tell you. And then this here, it's actually saying the Ethernet ports, the USB ports, different VGA, this one, HDMI. So that's pretty cool. But again, that makes you wonder, how long have they known this? But anyway, that's a pretty cool advancement, actually. On the tool calling side of things, let's see, it's a little bit better than 5.1, a little bit better than 5.1. Nothing that exciting there. Right, so what's this? My flight from Paris to New York was delayed. I missed my connection to Austin. My checked bag is also missing, and I need to spend the night in New York. I also require a special front row seat for medical reasons. That's a lot of specifics. This here looks like it was from Databricks. Anyway, so 5.1 would do this here. Blah, blah, blah. Not much. 5.2, loads of stuff. More stuff in a while, which is pretty cool because I do hate when I'll go on a rant to ChatGPT. Not me, I know, but I'll go on a rant to ChatGPT, this, whatever. And then it'll come back and just like answer 2 questions out of my 10 question, 10-minute blurb. And it feels like it kind of does this. So it'll be interesting to see how that works, although I don't use the API. Let's go and test it out. Also, side note, Walt Disney Company is now on OpenAI. Oh, that's exactly what I was wanting. So, I have this here, a website on GitHub, Heavenly Bible Verses. So it's basically just playing around with some faith ideas. Like sometimes you open a book, you see a sentence, and you go, "Hey, that's a cool sentence." That's what I do when I pick up the Bible. Pick up the Bible, never have seen it my whole life, and be like, "Come on, where are you, God? Show me, reveal yourself to me in word form." And see what it says. So I made a website for that. It'll make more sense in a minute. But what we're going to do is, I'm going to copy this here, and we're going to open up VS Code. So I have VS Code opened up here. Let's open up a terminal, new terminal, and then I'm going to clone this repo here. And whilst that's serving up, if we go to RooCode, so I'm going to use RooCode inside of Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is for writing code, and you can see it. It's visual. It's a studio for code. Boom. And then you have RooCode, which doesn't actually make as much sense unless I don't know the inside joke. But RooCode essentially is a place for you to use AI to write code. So if we go up to settings here, we can change the settings. For reference, if you don't know how to download it, you just somewhere. Is this one? Yes, extensions. That's extensions. And you just search here, RooCode. You can also here search as well for like Codex, which is the ChatGPT Claude Code type of thing. You can install and use that here. 3.5 stars. Ooh, not very good. But RooCode's pretty cool because you can use like OpenRouter. And on OpenRouter, the cool thing about that is that you can change the model. So here I was using Gemini 3. We could change that to like Claude 4.5 if I want. Or we can do 5.2. ChatGPT. Boom. So, and this is all just under one API key, which is nice. So we've added that in. This should be serving here. Let me open that and see. Don't know what all those colons are. Localhost. Right, there we go. So this is my Heavenly Verses. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. And here's a new one. Boom, and these are all coming from an actual API endpoint for Bible verses, which is pretty cool. But I don't like, it's actually not too bad to be fair. It's what dark mode work. Kinda, but it goes sunset and it redoes this. But I think it's all right, looks all right, but it doesn't have that same thing I wanted because I wanted it to be more like intense and real feeling. So I'll say, I'll close this down. I'll say, redesign the UI to make it feel intense and real with waves and or clouds. And then that's it. I'll just send this in. You can see here I'm on YOLO mode, which means I'll let it do whatever it wants. And boom, we'll send that off. And we'll see what it can come up with. Interesting. And that's light mode. Surely something's messed up. I feel it does look more slick, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I suppose it does look a bit better. But I feel like this should be the dark mode. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. There we go. So he's running it in the browser in VS Code. And then it will visually analyze it and determine. So this is just a still frame, I think, of it loading in. And it does look cool, but I was hoping to get it like hyper realistic. So instead, I may ask for it to be make it hyper realistic. Because I just said, did I say realistic? Did I just say intense? Intense and real. Real meant realistic. But it doesn't look realistic. So is it going to change up what it's gonna do. Let's see. So here appears to be its resolved one. I do think the website, to be fair, looks a lot better. It looks a lot cleaner, but it's not real like I thought they were gonna create it. And also, it's done some weird stuff where it's been like sideways, and dark and light doesn't really work anymore. So what I'll do is I'm gonna get it to start a new task because it says it's complete. And I'll say make it hyper realistic, and light mode should be daytime, night, this theme. Also, I want rays of light, etc. This is a Christian website. Right, and I'll go and let it do that. It took $1.37 and honestly it took, I don't know, 10 minutes to do that last one. But what we'll do is we'll let this run and then I'll just show you the result after this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it that I'm actually just not using this for the professional work that it's required to do, which is hard to quantifiably show in a YouTube video. But I'll keep you updated if it's any good. Let me know what you think in the comments below and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. This is what it thought was realistic. Not only that, but I mean, this isn't English. I mean, unless that's what it says in the Bible, but I doubt it. What's the next one? Well, maybe it is. But anyway, that looks rubbish. Does this even work? That works. But it doesn't look hyper realistic. And it said that it's done. So there you go. Make of it what you will.